wrapper class. Okay, what is the main purpose of wrapper classes? What is the main purpose of wrapper classes? They are used for converting primitive type to object. They are used for converting primitive type to object. You are going to convert a primitive type to an object. Why we are going to do it? Because we have so many concepts where objects work better than primitive type. So in that concepts, for example, I'll tell the purposes here itself. Collections is a concept. Data structures in Java, data structures, all the linked list, array, stack, queue, all these things are there in this collections. So where collections cannot work on primitive type, collections work only on objects. So that's why we convert primitive type to objects so that we can work better with collections. The second one is to implement pass by reference. Okay, so whenever you are using primitive type, it is only pass by value. Whenever you are using primitive type, it is passed by value. But whenever you are passing an object as a parameter, whenever you are passing an object as a parameter to a function, it becomes pass by reference. So that pass by reference can be implemented in Java whenever you are converting your primitive data type to an object. So that you are going to do by using wrapper class. So wrapper class is one which is going to convert your primitive type to object. So these are the two usages, the two basic usages where you are going to use this. So now there is two things. So one is called auto boxing. Auto boxing. What is this auto boxing? Is automatically converting primitive type to object is called auto boxing. Automatically converting a primitive type to an object is called auto boxing. Another one is unboxing and auto boxing or unboxing. What is it? Is automatically converting reverse. Automatically converting an object to primitive type. An object to primitive type is called unboxing. Automatically converting an object to primitive type is called unboxing. Is that right? So this is auto boxing, this is unboxing. Is that right? So both are opposite to each other. So now first we'll see what are the things for which we have these things. So primitive type, primitive I have integer, object you have a class, you have a wrapper class. This is wrapper class for int. Similarly for long, you have long. So char, you have character. Very, very important class when you are dealing with strings. Char, character. Byte. How you can know that it is class is they always start with first letter capital. Here byte B small, capital. Long L small, primitive type, L capital. It is a wrapper class. Similarly, double. Sorry, double before float. Float. Here you have float. Then double D small. D small. Here you have D capital. So these are wrapper classes. These are wrapper classes. These are primitive types. These are primitive types. These are wrapper classes. Wrapper classes. So converting an integer to converting a primitive type to an object is called auto boxing. Converting a primitive type to object is called auto boxing. So now mainly we'll be discussing about only two classes. One is integer, another one is character class. One is integer, another one is character class. We'll discuss the methods that we are having in this class. A few methods we'll discuss today. Rest of the things will continue afterwards. Is that fine? So now go to integer class. Integer class. One important integer. Okay. One important thing is all the methods are static methods. all the methods in integers or all the methods in almost all the wrapper classes are static methods. Static methods means how you have to call class name dot. Class name dot. Okay. The first and most common method is parse int. Parse int. It is a method which converts a string into integer. It converts a string into integer. Here you are going to give a string S1. It will convert the given string into integer. Will convert the given string into integer. Similarly, we have different methods in this. The first integer parse int. Otherwise, we'll see an example for this. This is very useful whenever you are dealing with strings. Is it right? You are reading a string, you want to convert into integer, you are going to use parse int. See, whatever methods I am telling, all these methods will be applicable for other wrapper classes. If you go to long, it is parse long, parse long, parse long, parse long. Okay. Wait, the last moment you are joining. Parse long. So these are one which is going to convert. Similarly, there are some other methods. One such method is very useful method is to binary string. To binary string. Here you have to give an integer value. It will convert to binary value. It will convert into binary value. Binary means it will be in the form of a string. Binary string. It will convert into a binary string. I'll show you the demo of these two methods and rest of the methods we'll discuss afterwards. So you can see here, very important methods. That's why I'm giving the demo of it. Is that right? Okay, normally what you are doing, I create a scanner class object. I create a scanner class object. I read a string. String S1 is equal to sc dot text. Is that right? So now, yeah, actually I am reading a number. For example, as previously one of you have asked, I think Sai Teja has asked previously. I want to read a sequence of numbers like this. Next line. Okay, you can see here. I'll run it. I'll read a sequence of numbers 10, 20, 30, 40, like this. I'm not giving an integer value, but I'm giving an integer value, but I'm reading it as a string. Now I want to convert into an integer. So first I'll deal with only one number. So first I will deal with one number. So what I do is int. Suppose I am reading two numbers. I'll read individually. If you are reading as a single line, you can read using next line. I'm reading individually. Is that right? So now A is equal to, see, one more thing I'll show you. See, if I am doing like this, sum dot out dot println S1 plus S2. Okay. So if I do it like this, what happens if I enter two values? I'm entering a value 10. Afterwards, I enter a value 20. What I'll be getting? What output I'll be getting? Can you guess? I enter a value 10. I enter a value 20. What is my output? Will it be 30? Yeah, no, it will be 1020. Because strings will do automatic concatenation. Whenever you are directly reading and printing the values, there are no issues in representing an integer in the form of a string, in the form of characters or in the form of a string. But whenever you are performing arithmetic operations, your operations will not work if they are integers. So you need to convert. So for conversion, what I do, integer dot parse int of S1. Next, int b is equal to integer dot
parse int of S2. Now both are integers for me. I can directly perform any arithmetic operations. A plus B, I can perform it. So that's what you'll be doing. Is that right? So whenever we do like that, whenever you are not performing any arithmetic operations, no issues. You can read the strings and you can do it as usual what you are doing. But whenever you are representing as numbers, you have to convert. Whenever you want to perform any arithmetic operations, you have to convert the string into integer. So you want to read a sequence of numbers, means you can use next line and you can convert into integers each and every number. So that is the purpose. So now, for example, the second method we'll see. sc dot next int. So I'm reading an integer number. My aim is I need to convert the given integer number into binary. What is that? I want to convert the given integer number into binary. Okay. See the method once properly. 2 is small, B is capital, S is capital. Is it fine? So similar way you have to write. Very important method, useful for you. As I said, it is a static method. You have to call with class name dot to binary string of A. So now you see, whichever number I enter, suppose I enter 5, I'll get the binary value. So now I enter something 8, binary value. Automatically how many number of digits are needed, that much it is going to convert. But remember one thing, it is in the form of a string only. It is stored in the form of a string. Is that right? It is stored in the form of a string. I don't get any error. See here. If I store it as a string, I don't get any error. Is that right? I don't get any error if I store it as a string. Not saved, sorry. See, if you do like this, no error. If I store it as an integer, it says incompatible. Because the return type is string, you need to convert into integer. String, how you are going to convert into integer? It says incompatible. It cannot be convert string to integer. So conversion means again you have to do integer dot parseInt. Is that right? So now this is one method. Similarly, you have 2 octal. Okay, otherwise we'll put everything in a octal string. Is it the same value, octal, or it is not recognized as a, sorry. Okay, it's working fine. It is written you the octal value. Similarly for hexadecimal. So this we'll discuss again. Other methods we'll discuss again. But for each and everything, 2 important points you have to remember. So the 2 things: how to do auto boxing and how to do unboxing. That you need to be very familiar. That is how to convert an integer to integer. Okay. How to convert an integer variable to integer object to normal integer variable. How you have to do that? So that will be seen. After seeing all the rest of the methods, we'll go with that, and we are going to see it in the next class. So this is about wrapper class. So this class and primitive type as objects, we use wrapper class. So we have seen what is called auto boxing, unboxing. We have seen. We started with the the wrapper class integer. We started with the wrapper class integer, so which is used for representing the primitive type int. So primitive type int can be represented as an object by using the integer class. See, we have seen some of the methods. So one is to binary string, which converts the integer to binary string, to octal string, similarly to hex string, which converts the string into hexadecimal. Similarly, we have a method called toString method. So which converts your integer to string representation. See, already at the beginning we saw one method called parseInt. ParseInt method,
which converts the string into integer. ParseInt is a method which converts your string into integer. Similar way, you want to convert your integer to string, the reverse way. Then you have to use toString method. So toString is one of the important method. You have to remember this. So this is the method which is used to convert one thing into string. Anything you want to convert into string representation, you have to use toString method. ToString method is one which converts an integer to string. Is that right? So other than this, these are static methods. All these methods are static methods. So static methods means you have to call them by using class name dot. So as I was telling, suppose I have an integer value 10. How can I convert it into an integer object? I have an integer value a equal to 10. How can I convert it into an integer object? So that is integer I1 is equal to new integer of that corresponding value. So now this 10 is converted into an object by using the object name I1. See, this is autoboxing. What is that you are doing? You are converting a primitive type into object. So this is called autoboxing. The process is same for all the wrapper classes which we have discussed previously. We have char, character wrapper class, float wrapper class. For all these things, the process is same. Whenever you want to convert a primitive type to its object, you have to use its constructor. It is constructor you have to use and you have to create the object. That is one way. Or another way, there is another method called getInteger. If you use this method also, it will convert that value into object. It will convert that object into, see, for example, I say integer I2 is equal to integer dot get integer of 10. So now it will convert it into an integer object which you can store into this one. Either you can go with the first one or you can go with the second one. So this is how you are going to convert a primitive type into a object. Primitive type you are converting into an object by using the constructor or by using the getInteger method. You can use any of these things and you can convert a primitive type into object. So this is called autoboxing. So in order to do unboxing, what is that we do is we have a method called int value. We have a method called int value which converts the given which converts the object into normal type integer. You can store it in an integer. Okay, but it is not static method. It is non-static method. See, for example, I want to represent int some b is equal to, I want the value of this one. So what is that I do? I1 dot int value. If I say this, I get the basic integer value. I get, if I print system.out.println b, I get the output as 10. Is that right? So that is, here I am doing unboxing. I am converting the object from object to primitive type. I am converting the object to its primitive type. Is that right? So this is how you are going to do unboxing and this is how you are going to do autoboxing. The process of doing this is common for all the wrapper classes. Whatever wrapper class you take, for all the wrapper classes, the process of autoboxing and unboxing is same. I am converting a primitive type to an object and I am doing the reverse way. I am converting an object to primitive type. These two steps are very, 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 very important, very useful for you in order to implement all the programs that are, whichever you are doing using wrapper classes. Is that right? We go to the very, very important class called character class. See, we already studied a class called the string class. To perform the different, to solve the different problems which are related to string, you need two classes. One is string class, another one is character class. Same way, here also you have the constructor character. If you use some char, it will convert into object. It will convert into object. Is that right? So very useful methods are there in it. So first one is digit. is digit. All are static methods. So it returns true. You are going to pass a character. It returns true if the character is a numeric value. That is, it is a digit. If it is a digit, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. Similarly, is white space. So it returns true if it is space. If it is a space character. If it is a space, it will return true. So don't forget the notation. So first letter is small. After that, all the letters are capital. W is capital, S is capital. Is that right? Java notation. Okay. Hungarian notation, or it is called Camlin case. So now the next one is alphabetic. So that is true if alphabetic character. If it is alphabetic character, it returns true. Similarly, if you want to check if it is alphanumeric. So it returns true when the given character is alphanumeric. Alphanumeric means it can be both a number or alphabet. So these are the methods. So all these methods, they return Boolean value, they return true or false. Similar way you have is lowercase. It returns true if the character is lowercase. Returns true if the character is lowercase. Similarly, is uppercase. So returns true. Returns true if the given character is uppercase. Okay. Similarly, we have a method called to lowercase ch. So it converts the character into lowercase letter. Okay, don't confuse with this two lowercase with the two lowercase in the string class. String class, what it will do is it will convert whole string. This will convert individual character. Similarly, to uppercase of ch. So what it will do? It will convert character into uppercase letters. These are the some of the methods. As usual, you want to convert, you want to do unboxing means char value. So this is a non-static method. So all these are static methods. This is only a static method. So the same thing, whatever we discussed for integer class, auto boxing or unboxing is same for all the things. So that you keep in mind. So now with this, we'll see with one example where we'll be dealing with one of the questions that they have asked previously. Okay. So one of the questions that they have asked in Wipro previously is, so that question we'll try to solve now. I'll show you a demo of it. The question is called toggle case. Okay. What it is you need to change. Suppose the given string is India is great. So the output must be, you have to toggle, you have to reverse. Here it is capital means should be small. Is that right? Here it is capital means we'll make it small. Small means capital. So G is small. Great. So this is how you have to do. This is one of the questions that they have asked in Wipro. So now we'll try to solve this. So this is a string. We'll read it as a string and we'll check each and every character how it is. Okay. I'll show you a demo of it. You can see my screen. Okay. So now I create a scanner class object. I'm reading a string s1 is equal to sc dot. Next line, because I have a group of words. Is that right? By using split function, I will split it. So what is it? I'll do s1 dot split of
bit of double quotes, I'll use space. That means based on space, I'm going to divide the string. So now, so what I do is, I will go like this: for I equal to 0, I less than s2 dot length. Length is a variable which finds the length of the array. S2 is an array. So now I will take each and every character in S2. So that is j is equal to 0. For example, I'll take one string here. String. Suppose S3 is equal to S2 of I. I'll take the first word. I'm taking the first word. I'll check is less than S3 dot length. Is that right? And sorry, j plus plus. Okay. So now what is the thing? I'm getting each and every individual string into S3. So now S3 is the one which I have to check and toggle. So first I'll get the character char ch equal to S3 dot. How to get the character? What is the method? Caret of j. See, if I use caret method, I'll get individual characters. Is that fine? I hope you remember it. Is that right? So now I got the character. I'll check it. If so, I'll use the character class. Character dot is lowercase of ch. If this is true, what is that I'll do? I'll put it as uppercase. System dot. I'm here printing directly here itself. System dot out dot print. What is that I'll do? I'll convert into uppercase. So how to convert? Character dot to uppercase of ch. To uppercase of ch. Else, if you want, you can give the condition. If you want, you can give the condition, or you can need not give the condition. Is uppercase. If it is uppercase, what is that I'll do? I'll convert into lowercase. I declared I, j. I'll give the input. Input is India. I is capital E is great. This is my input. So this is the code that I have written. I'll execute it. Okay, I did not include the package util. So import Java dot util dot star. Okay. So I got it. Is that right? But the problem is I'm not getting space. If you want, after this, you can give a print and give a statement, or here already there is a space that also you can print as it is. If I print a system dot out dot print of ch. See, the first case is when it is lowercase. The second case is when it is uppercase. The third case is when it is space. I'm directly printing the space, because space also is already stored in the string. Okay, I did not get that. Okay, otherwise you can give here. That would be fine. You can give here. So no need of any else. Here you can give space. Once this j loop is over, you will get a space. So so this how you can do. See, nothing but the things only that we have used. Only these things that you have used. You are checking whether it is lower. If it is lower, you are converting into upper. If it is upper, you are converting into lower. So this is one of the questions that they have asked in Wipro. Any doubts you can ask here. Any doubts if you have, you can ask. Okay. One more thing I'll demo. You did not ask anything. I'll put one more thing. So you see, suppose my string is separated by some other character. Okay, if my string is separated by something dot, so this won't work for me. I won't get the things. How to separate this string whenever there is a this thing. This only I want to tell about split function. So what is that you have to do is you give a double braces with the dot. Sometimes you have a set of sentences will be terminated with full stop. whenever you want to separate based on full stop, you can give like this. Is that right? I'm not telling about this conversion and all, just to print each and every word, you can do like this. Okay. To print each and every word, suppose, see, if you directly give like this, it won't work. I'll show you. If you directly give dot, and I print S3, I'm taking each and every word now. I'm trying to print it. So I won't get the output. It does not work. Okay, so what is that you have to give is, whenever you are giving, trying to split based on a single character. If it is a group of characters, no issue. If you are splitting based on a single character, then you have to give this square braces. Okay, it is actually a regular expression. When we go to the concept, we'll see how to give it. Okay, I hope you understood. So this is about character class. This is about character class. So this is the main purpose of Wrapper classes.